Welcome to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast, the podcast where we make 5-minute decisions that can change your business, your relationships, and your life. Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of prosulum.com, prosulum.com, and freedomin5minutes.com. And we're here again with another Freedom in 5 Minutes episode. Today's topic is... What is today's topic? No, today's topic is colliding in the new year. That and more coming up. Wow. Okay. What's up? Oh my gosh. I just had the brainiest of farts, or the fartiest of brains. That was a nice brain fart there. I actually had a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about today. And so my brain was like, what the heck? Which one are you going to pick? But we're going to pick this one since it is a fresh story. All right, so if you listen to past podcasts, I've talked about colliding and making the decision to collide. What the heck is colliding? Well, this is a term that was coined by Garrett J. White from Wake Up Warrior, which is what I'm a part of. In fact, I'm going to be going to Warrior Week in March. It's crazy. Anyway, the whole idea is that rather than wait, or rather than read people's minds, or rather than, just basically not do what you would basically, like, if you have something that's going on with somebody, rather than doing nothing and hoping that it works out, you actually go and you collide with them. You go and you bring it up. It's uncomfortable. Nobody likes doing it, but it's necessary. It's something that's absolutely necessary. So lately, I had to collide with someone. Actually, two people who I've collided with in the past. And in both occasions, nothing good ever happened until I actually did that. So these two people, one of them is somebody who helps with some of my investments, and the other is my property manager. Hey, what are you doing? Weirdo dog. Anyway, the other is my property manager. And long and short, I've talked about these before, is that I have had these properties that have not been rented out for a year, right? And their thing, especially my property manager, is, hey, well, we're friends, Dean, we're friends, right? And, I want to get you taken care of, but I'm working on it, right? But we're friends. And so with all of the talk of friendship, nothing was really going on. On the flip side, the other guy, he is he's all over the place, super smart in doing business development and so on, but thinks that everything's being handled. And so when I give him a call and I'm like, hey, this is not being handled, he's like, oh, okay, yeah, let me see what's going on. I'll give the other person a call. So then he calls the other person, thinks all's good, and literally it just keeps on kicking the can. The can keeps on kicking down the road. That's not a good thing, right? So with all that being said, I was in a position where I'm like, okay, dude, I need to know what's going on with my properties. And then on top of that, I had a property that they were expecting me to pay $6,000 or $7,000 in renovation costs pretty much right after I bought it. And I'm like, hell no. No. That does not work like that. No. And so I got to the point where I was totally fed up. And this is not the way it should be. This collision time should be pretty close to the beginning, because I've literally wasted months and hours thinking about this, okay, and talking about this. But yesterday, let me get a little like a little sidestep. So I had an appointment with my property manager to talk with him on Monday. And he said, and before the appointment, he said, hey, can we make this happen on Thursday? And I said, yeah, that's fine, because it actually did work out better for me. Then Thursday comes around. Our appointment time is there. I text him about 10 minutes ahead of time, and I said, hey, are we still good for today at 9 a.m.? And didn't hear anything back until about a half hour after the appointment time. And then it was, oh, sorry, Dean, I was caught up on I'm caught up on a call. I'll call you as soon as I can. And so I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. This is stupid. This is stupid. So we end up. At first I was like, I'm done with you guys. I'll figure it out myself. I'll figure out how to pay for this thing myself and so on. And I was telling my wife this, telling Marissa this, and she's like, no. This wives are amazing this way, by the way. She says, no. Then you basically are letting him off the hook. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, no, I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. And she said, no, you're letting him off the hook. No, you need to collide with them. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, okay, I guess. So what do you want me to do? We got into like a heated discussion, let's say. I said, what do you want me to do then? She's like, you need to tell him that, this is unacceptable, and you need to actually start confronting him. And so I called the property manager back, probably about 5 minutes after that. And, he picks up and he's all, hey, Dean, how's it going? Oh, how's the family? Oh, yeah, everything's good and whatever. And I basically was like, okay, my wife will kill me if this keeps going on, and I don't want this to keep going on as well. And so I was like, oh, yeah, everything's good. All right, well, let's settle this. Let's figure this out. I want to figure this out now. And he's like, oh, yeah, me too. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. And so we started talking, and it was going back into the same direction of, oh, well, I'll call so-and-so. I'll call the other guy, and I'll ask him, I have a call with him later today, and I'll ask him what we should do. And I said, so I said, no, let's call him now. And I said, hold on 1 second. I'll give him a call. He's all, oh, well, it's kind of hard to reach him. It's hard to reach him. You know how he is. He's kind of all over the place. And I said, no, I'll call him right now. Don't worry about it. Hold on 1 second. And so I put the other guy. So I call the other guy. The other guy calls, or the other guy answers, and he goes, he answers just like this. He goes, hey, what's up? So he was in some kind of meeting or something like that. He's in some kind of meeting. He's all, hey, what's up? And I go, hey, I have so-and-so on the other line. Hold on 1 second. I don't even give him a chance to say, let me call you back or whatever. I just say, hold on 1 second. And I put him onto the other thing. And I say, okay, guys. I said, what do I have to pay of this $6,000 or $7,000? I've already paid a ton of money already. What is going on? And the other guy goes, you don't have to pay anything. We've already given you $47,000 back, but we owe you $54,000, and that's the difference. You have a renovation credit. And as soon as he said that, the other guy's like, oh, so it's going to be the difference between those two things then? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, perfect. So it was like a $7,000 difference there, which is perfect for what was going to renovate that house. And and he's like, the property manager is like, oh, perfect. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, all right, cool. So I think we got everything solved. And I said, okay, tomorrow, can you send me an email with all of this documented and everything like that, and we'll agree, and then we'll move forward. But literally, it would have gone another week or another month or another 2 months or another 6 months if I did not get that other person on the phone. Isn't that crazy? If I didn't get that other person on the phone, that would not have been solved. If I didn't have the guts to do that, it would not have happened. And I wouldn't have had the guts to do that if it wasn't for, who do you think? Mi esposa, my wife. So, all that being said, all is solved now. And now I actually sent an email off to them last night with a couple of people copied to keep them accountable, saying, hey, we've solved this. It's all resolved and everything like that. Here's what's going to happen. The other person's just getting numbers, and they're going to send an email to finalize everything today, as in Friday, February 1st. Okay? So why is this important? It's important because I'm afraid to collide. I totally am. It's not something that comes natural. And it's important because you might be afraid to collide. Well, the cool thing about colliding is you don't have to mind read. Okay? And you don't have to rely on other people to see feedback and get results. If I were to rely on other people, if I were to rely on these other people, nothing would have gotten done. Nothing gotten done for a year. And now here I am with these people who, just because I put them on the spot, boom, it gets done. It gets done, right? And so, sorry, I just threw a ball from my dog. But things got done. Was it hard? Heck yeah, it was hard. It always is for me. It just is. And it might be for you. But guess what? If you collide with your wife, you collide with your friends, you collide with your doctor, you collide with whomever it is, when you make that decision for collision, when you make that decision for collision, you get instant feedback. When I called the other guy and merged the calls, boom, there was no hiding. There was no, hey, I'm going to call this, I'll call this other guy and call you back later today. No, there's no hiding. If you're lying to me, I'll find out very quickly if you're lying to me. If you're not lying to me, I'll find out very quickly that you're not lying to me. It's instant. So what are you doing right now, or who are you talking with right now, or who do you have right now in your life that you know you need to collide with, that it's been months, it's been weeks, it's been days, and there's some amount of frustration that's there because you're expecting the other person to do something. But really it comes down to you colliding with them. It comes down to you bringing up the subject and holding them accountable. Because it's not just bringing it up, it's putting them in a situation where they have to communicate. They need to communicate. They cannot not communicate with you. What is going on in your life right now where that is affecting you? What I want you to do is I want you to make the decision for collision. Is it going to be hard? Heck yeah, it's going to be hard. But it's going to be a lot harder when you let it go and you let it go and you let it go. In this particular case, because I was so afraid of collision, I could have lost about $6,000 to $7,000 that was already owed to me. That was owed to me when I purchased these properties because I was afraid of collision. And would I have done it? Yes, I totally would have, had it not been for the loving kick in the nuts by my wife. Okay. So what is it right now that you've been putting off? Maybe it's a business partner. Maybe it's somebody who you've been working with. Maybe it's a boss. Maybe it's whatever. Maybe you need a raise. Maybe it could be anybody or anything. What have you been putting off because of that decision to confront or at least just communicate with them has not been made? All right, this is Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes. Go to freedomin5minutes.com. You can sign up there. We've got some 7 free episodes, totally raw, but amazing episodes. You can check that out. If you want a systems and process virtual assistant, head over to prosulum.com, prosulum.com. And I am going to see you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes episode.